Hello everyone, welcome back. I messed up the loop a bit, so it's a bit funny, and also there is some telephone interference, and it made it to the loop. That's crazy. Anyway, welcome. We're in Alaska. We'll be flying. No. We're not in Alaska. We're in British Columbia. Also, it's somewhat close to Alaska. and we'll be flying the Beaver. We started this tour some time ago, and today I think we'll finish it. So I'll kill the loop, because that note that I missed is killing me. And that zombie, welcome, with the music redeeming first. Nicotine, hey, welcome back. 07. Alright, here comes the music. I need to put down the bass and kill the guitar stuff for myself, so hang on a second. Alright, so let me show you where you are, what we are doing today. Oh, that's British Columbia, and we'll be going from whatever this place is called, Kamloops, to Vancouver, but we are not taking the straight route. Remember, we came here, we followed basically the edge of the mountains, we went here to Hope, then followed this valley, and turned here. There was one more airport here, and then we just followed to Kamloops. So today we'll take off, finish the roundabout here, escape in this valley, and then go north here, and I believe, yeah, we'll follow this valley. There should be one more airport somewhere, and we'll continue here back to Vancouver. So that should be interesting. You can always fly along. We are on Europe North server, so you're welcome to. Data and top overlay is coming from Volanta, as usual. I have made a rough flight plan. Just remember, we'll be following the valleys, so it's not like the arrows are saying, but that's give or take it. It's also there under the root command in chat. There we go. Right, that means I'm ready to go. That was quick. Right, I'll try to strap myself in. And the new lockable wheels on the chair are fantastic. Still takes a moment to get in, but that's nothing compared to the previous one. Also, since I've been having problems with the joysticks, I changed my setup a bit, so now few sets of the joysticks are on a... Each has a dedicated USB hub, so I just plug in and out the whole USB hub. And that seems to have fixed one problem that I was having previously. Right. Also, if you have any ideas what you can do at 312 hours, you can let me know. Goal is there, but since it's still a while, I have time to figure out what we can possibly be doing. Right, I have the Beaver with the Godfriend's modification. Yes, at that bot welcoming me, that comes from the Firebot. And I could add myself to the exclusion list, but then it's also a reminder for me that it's working. I usually type something in the chat, and today I forgot to start it before, so I started it during the intro, and I have been writing anything since, obviously. So that's what they're seeing, and it's pretty nice, but I like it. Haven't had any problems so far. So the one should be here in the events, and there is viewer arrived, and it just says hi. That's it. As simple as that. Cool stuff. Also, I will disable the aircraft position here, and I did put the birds to sleep. So I will try to navigate visually just to make it more of a challenge for myself. And they had a brief look at the weather. It might have been before I announced what we were doing, but it's basically all greenish here, so we should be fine. So the aircraft is in the chat. That's a re-expansion from Godfriends, and they also have CCM's improvement, which just changed some things about the flight model, not that much. Right, let's jump in. Is anyone already here? I don't see anyone. Good. I haven't been flying this one for a while, so bear with me. We will fill it up. I will take 66%. That should be enough for our trip today. Right, I'll hide the yoke. It's always in my way. And let me see. I hope my things are working. Step on the brakes. Parking brake locked. Do we have the cowl flaps here? No. Also, there are some things that I'm supposed to do, like close this all cap, and I forgot what everything else is. Wobble pump. That's carb kit, and emergency fuel and oil shut off. Alright, so we are not interested in closing that today, I hope. Prop forward, throttle idle, mixture cutoff. Alright, and we're ready to go. Battery on. Also, unmute the sim. I changed a bit the filters, audio filters for the sim. So they are resetting every time. Maybe they're not. So I will be listening how it sounds. If anything is off, please let me know. I'll try to correct it. I'll hit the B for the QNH so I don't forget it later. And we want the nav lights, which may not be installed. They're installed. And the beacon light. Great. Now we can start the engine. Mixture forward, throttle, let's open him a bit. There's the tablet. Doing anything from tablet? I don't think so. So I will just turn it off. Nedux007, welcome, great to have you here. We are just turning at Beaver, we are in British Columbia, and somehow I think we're in Alaska. We're not, we're in British Columbia, and that's the tour we'll be doing. But we'll follow the valleys, so not the lines, just follow the valleys here. And I have disabled my aircraft position, so I will just navigating by whatever I see out the window in the mountains. It's not that big of a challenge. Right, step on those brakes, fuel tank selector. Let's go with the center tank first. I'm not sure what the order should be. Ignitions to both. It's made my first ever successful flight with a Cessna from one city to another. Great. Good step. I'm very happy. That's a good start, so you can continue with that. And I think it's a good idea to take a Cessna. It's quite a simple aircraft and a joy to fly, so I like learning that way as well. Well done, well done. Right, fuel boost, step on the brakes, hit the starter. And it's running just like that. Fuel boost up. And Nedux, thank you for the follow. Great to have you here. Welcome, welcome. If you have any questions, please know. I'll try to answer to the best of my abilities. Right, alternator on. And radius on. That is strange. Why is this guy already running? Should acquire the signal first. I am so confused. This is not the thing I'm used to. Why is this different? What happened? Who are you? What are you doing here? I have a question about knee fees. When do you have to use full flaps? Alright, so let me try to explain. So those flaps, maybe we start with the middle position. Basically what they are doing. Jesus, welcome! How was your rate you're flying? And here's a shout out, welcome, welcome. So to explain briefly, flaps are those things here, this one thing here and the other here, and you can basically lower them to change the airflow of the wing. It makes it more cambered and also changes the, what was it called, chord line. So if you think about the line between the leading edge of the profile and the trailing edge of the profile, it's somewhat flat here, but once we extend it, it basically changes the alignment a bit, plus the camber, it's more cambered, it's more convex, which means that you have more lift and also you stall at slower speed, but penalty for that is to have you get a lot of drag. So we use the small flaps for takeoff, and then we have the full flaps. I'm getting the long way, don't worry. When you have the full flaps, what happens is they still get you more lift, but they produce a ton of drag. And this ton of drag is very helpful for landing. So you usually use the full flaps for landing, but depending on landing, you sometimes want full flaps or just above full, depending on what the manual says. So I usually use full flaps for landing whenever possible. Reason is it gives me more drag, so the aircraft is more speed stable and can descend better with full flaps. How land with full flaps? Alright, we can show that. And another difference is that, well, it just doesn't work great when there are wind gusts and whatnot. Then it behaves a bit better with smaller flaps. So let's take off and I can show that. Yeah. You can also land with zero flaps, but you will have a longer landing roll. So you'll probably take longer time to stop because you need to fly a bit faster, and also you need to be more careful because it will stall at higher speed. It's not that it reduces the airspeed, but well, it reduces the stall speed. Maybe in this aircraft it doesn't show much, but on the Cessna, if you look, there's the green arc, and it ends where you will stall in normal conditions with flaps up, and the white arc usually will end a bit lower and shows you where you will stall with full flaps. So with full flaps you can go a bit slower, and also aircraft has much more drag. And is able to descend steeper. So if you want to descend steeper, well, the full flaps will definitely help you. You'll be able to stop faster, but it creates some challenge when there is a crosswind or wind gusts. Airliners usually use full flaps, as far as I know, and the reason is again that it is more speed stable. You can land slower and you can stop slower, so everything is playing just right for you. Unless they have a wind gust or whatever, then we use smaller flap settings. I don't remember what exactly is the reason. Hey, do you remember why does it behave better when you have smaller flaps? Basically you're flying a bit faster, so you are not like a kite in a wind. That's how I would put it. When you have full flaps, you are more susceptible to those wind gusts. Right. That was the talking. I will do few quick patterns to demonstrate you that. First we will do flaps up and then we'll do full flaps and you'll see the difference. You can also land flaps up if you have a long runway. Alright, so what do we need? Landing lights. Well, is there a taxi light? No. So I'll use the landing light for taxi. I wonder what happened to this GNS. Something is off. I must have messed up something. Sure, enjoy the dinner. I wonder what happened here, and I closed the tablet, don't remember how to put it back up. Oh, it's probably here. Maybe the add-on I'm having is messing up and it's not using the thing from the Avionics update. But I'm pretty sure it used to work. How on earth did I have the wrong one? I am so confused. The one on the bottom, I think it's the wrong one as well. Maybe I messed up something with the packages and I lost the one, so I'll try to fix it later. Anyway, we don't need that, so not that big of a deal. I'll just dial in some other page, so actually I can just use the analog radios and don't bother about that. So, transponder alt, and we're good to go. Unlock the parking brakes. I'm not sure what the wind is. $160 at 5 knots. Alright, and let's have a look at our airport. Alright, so we'll use runway 09, so I can just taxi from here to the runway. And there is the zombie there. Great stuff. I don't see where I'm going. That's a bit unfortunate. Alright, there's the taxiway. Alright, I need to do this pattern here on the taxi so I see where I'm going. Right, stop here. Get the flaps to take off. Landing lights strobe on, landing lights on, rudder down, and fuel bus on. Alright. That zombie, are you ready? You're always ready. And you're on the other end. Cool. Get onto that runway and we'll take off. So here also the flaps marked for landing are not the full flaps, so I would just use the full flaps if I need to stop really short. And there's the back of the grass on the runway. Doesn't bother me at all. Right, the zombie is aligned the other way. So I think I'll take off, do 180 and land on the opposite runway. Let's go. Right, you're already going. Good stuff. I like it. That's so fun. Right, I'll make it a bit quieter. I think Nedux is not here, so I wonder if I should demonstrate this flap thing now or maybe later. We can always do it along the way, shouldn't be a problem. Let's do a few touch and goes here, just so I get more familiar with the aircraft. I know why it's not trimming, I forgot to start the spot next. Alright, so it flaps up on idle. Well, this plane. Let's see what we can do. I'll try to keep, what, 70 knots. So at 70 knots on idle, we are having 600 feet per minute descent. And it wants to stall at 70 knots here. So the green range is a bit inaccurate in that case. Well, more like 750 per minute, but that might already be in a stall. So we would be able to land flaps up at 80 knots. Let's see what the descent rate is. Well, 500 feet per minute, maybe a bit more. And I will try the landing flaps, so that's not full, and later take a full flaps. And whenever I drop full flaps, it feels basically like you drop an archer, the plane wants to stop in place. Right, so that's the landing flaps. We should be able to fly way slower. So already at 70 and it's not beeping, so we can go way slower. Which means we can also land shorter. And our descent rate, so I'm going idle, and let's see the descent rate. I think it will be way more on the descent rate. Right, let's keep the 80. So I think that's already more, and you can see that the angle is way steeper. If I go 70, how's that looking? So because the angle is steeper, I'm able to control my approach better with the engine. I have more room here, and also whenever I'm changing the power setting, the airspeed will be more stable. Alright, that's a bit rough. Let's go again. So we'll do one more touch and go, and then we'll fly that direction, which we're heading right now, to the east. Right, turning around, and there should be the runway. I'm super high. Now I'll go full flaps. So we should be able to go super steep with the full flaps because we have much more drag. I'm not sure how to explain this speed stability. So basically that's a problem in jets. When you add just a little bit of power, it accelerates very rapidly, and to remove just a bit of power, it decelerates rapidly. When you have a lot of flaps, it becomes more speed stable, so you need larger power change to change the speed for the same amount. So, as you can see, that's now sinking pretty wild. Also, we should be able to fly at slower speed and land much shorter. I still don't feel those tail draggers. Now, the only problem is if you try to go around, it will not want to fly. This one doesn't have any problem, but Cessna will have a very hard time to fly. You just need to raise the flaps gradually, keeping the speed. Make sure you do not sink, and you're good to go. Right, flaps up. Landing lights on and fuel bust on. Sorry, landing lights off, fuel bust off. I'll demonstrate this later if there is need. Right, the zombie is always ready, so I probably don't need to ask if you're ready. And we will be following this road, the right, so I think we're turning right just over there. How high do we fly today? How high are we at the moment? Right, planet is showing 2000 feet. Alright, so I need to read this arm here. Somewhat unfamiliar with this altimeter, and there are 3 arms here, which is a bit confusing. And the important one is barely visible. I think I can go 3500, that will be just fine. Right, reduce that power. I will go just at the end, up top of the blue ranch. And then we can also lean it a bit. Right, so we're taking off here. There's the town, and we need to follow this valley and this road. There is this hill here, which is just below us. And then we follow the valley. There will be one lake, second lake. We turn right to Charlie Alpha Delta 5. Okay, the visibility from this plane isn't perfect. I believe we can do it. Let's look, our heading. Oh. Still showing east, so that's not where we need to go. There to the right is where we need to go, so that thing below me is the hill I was showing in the charts. And we need to go there, I believe. That looks more like it now. Perfect. Wait, something's not adding up. Now we're just turned around. Okay, let me think a bit more. What's going on here? No, where do I need to go? We need to be going somewhere southeast. Right, this valley isn't as clearly visible as I thought it would. So let's try one more time. There's the road going southeast and then south, so we'll try to follow that road. And there's also a hill here. Visible confusion. Okay, I think I see what the problem is. I guess I'm right now just over this area, so we need to go a bit more east and then follow that road. Alright, that's making more sense now. And I think I'm able to see this small lake. Also, there is a ton of lakes here, so I will not concentrate on them too much. And we're still climbing. I'll reduce the prop, let's say 1800. getting a bit fast and I'm always climbing, so I need to trim it up. There's the road and there's the valley that I wanted to follow, so I'm hopeful we're at the right place. I wonder how long this trip will be. It's quite a while to go, so let's keep the speed. I think we'll be fine, and I need to watch our fuel. Here are the fuel gauges. So we're now on the center tank. Looking good so far. Right, quite a chill place, and the weather is also pretty nice. Finally, I'm not diving into some bad weather. Going out, this now looks very reasonable. So, the visibility from the cockpit isn't great. How high do I want to go? I think maybe 5,500 will be okay for us right now. And here's this mountainous area. So these mountains are not as high as I thought. This area over here, well, that pretty much is what we are seeing here. There's the road, and Thousand Lakes is the longer lake, and I'm not seeing this one on the chart. Oh, there's another airstrip here, I believe. Right. I'll turn a bit more south now, so we follow that road and that valley. This valley isn't very readable to me. Trying to do my best. Goes here, here's the road, here's the lake, and it follows around there and then turns to the right. That's where we will be going. I'm still super confused what happened. What happened with the Garmin here? Why did it load the wrong one? Because of all those updates, it's getting a bit wild with all the avionics. I want to keep 5,500. I'm flying manual today, so I will try to keep that. Also, there is no turbulence yet, so that's pretty chill. I feel like I'm sitting a bit too high. I think this will be more appropriate for me, so let me try to save that. Control F10, hope it doesn't crash the sim. That didn't crash. When you hit Control F10, it moves you a bit, so then you need to reset the view, and now it's perfect. Alright, here's the other lake. I am still not sure which is which compared to my chart. So we passed one lake, but I think I just didn't see it on the chart. So I think... Alright, I am not super convinced. I think this long one in front of us, that's the one here, and we just passed that one, and it's already behind us. I think that's making sense. Pretty narrow area and rather sparsely populated. That's a bit fascinating to me. I wonder how big those roads are and how long it takes to get from place to place here. How's the light situation? Alright, strobe is on, landing is off, everything is okay. And the fuel, we are still good. Actually, let's maybe switch the tank. So fuel boost on, and let's go to the rear tank. Leave it for a moment, and fuel boost off. Right, need to try to keep that altitude. It's getting out and all the time. Also, the gauges are behind the levers, so I cannot read them very well. Oh, that's the other leg, so that's the long one. The one just in front of me. Now that's making a lot more sense. The one just in front of me is this long one. And at the end of it there should be Charlie Delta 5. I'm not sure what it's called. Merit. I am climbing all the time, so I'll try to trim it up. And is that zombie still there? There we go. Good stuff. Is that another airstrip here? No. Right, that lake is pretty long, and there at the end of it, it goes here, and then it turns. Or is that two other lakes? No, I am so confused. Alright, so I think this lake here, Giant Flats, this lake here, is this lake here, Trap Lake. Right, all those previous lakes were here, they were just very, very small, so I couldn't see them on the zoom. So that one is just in front of us, and then behind it is the next one. That is making more sense. Normally, remember, I would just plan my legs a bit better and time it. So that's the one just in front of us, and behind is that one. Normally, I also like to calculate the time for those legs so I can track them a bit better. I still feel like I'm sitting a bit high. Now we're just nosediving. Alright, I'll try to keep 5500. So now those legs are making more sense. I got too much concentrated on the legs, and since we didn't do the timing, I wasn't very sure how far we are. Also, it's miles per hour, not nautical miles per hour, which makes it even more difficult for me. Right. I'm still trying to keep that altitude. It's not going great. Somehow this plane is a bit sensitive. There's the next lake, and Merit will be just on the end of it. They're still hiding in the valley. So let me think, we're doing 140 miles per hour. Our ground speed will be, who knows. Okay. I have my flight computers here, so I can try to calculate that. So let's say we're doing 114. That's the number I was seeing most of the time. So I need to convert those nautical miles to stated miles. Right, so we're going 140 stated miles. That puts us at 120 nautical miles per. So 140 miles per hour should be 120 knots. Let me show you how I'm calculating that. Alright, so maybe it's not super visible, but basically here there are two markings. There is nautical with the arrow and there is statute with the arrow. And what I'm doing, I'm putting 114 or 14 under statute and then reading nautical here at the nautical arrow. 140 stated miles is 120 nautical miles. So 140 knots should be 120 knots. And yeah, that makes sense to me. Nautical miles 1.8 kilometer, stated miles is 1.6, give or take. So 120 knots. Now we need our temperature and pressure altitudes. Pressure altitude is give or take 5,500. We should correct it for the QNH, but that's close enough for me. And where's our outside end temperature? We should be having a gauge somewhere here. There is a cylinder temperature. It's not the one. There we go. So it's 10 degrees outside. Alright. My plane has a problem flying straight and level today, but don't worry about it. So next I will go to those density altitude windows. And we have true airspeed and density altitude here. Set air temperature over pressure altitude calibrate over pressure altitude, read TAS over calibrated airspeed. Alright, so that's how we do. I just read that here in the description. Just over my thumb, there's what I've just read, and there's a window where we need to do that. So we're at 5,500 and I need to put plus 10 over 5,500. So if you go here to this window, now alright, there is plus 10 degree mark, which is basically over 5.5 on the black scale. So just under my finger there is plus 10 degree mark, and just below it should be 5.5 on the black scale. And I'll keep that pressed. And now we can read true airspeed over... Just verify this. Read true airspeed over calibrated airspeed. So our calibrated airspeed is 120. And finding 120 here, and reading over that is 135. So 120 here, and did I do it right? Let me check. Read true airspeed over calibrated. It's 120, 135. Cool. So there's 120 on the, well, 12 on the silver scale, and just above it is 135. So that's how fast we're going, and we can use it for our calculations. Perfect. So let's think. Now we are doing how much per minute? Divided by 60, and we are doing... So that's 2, and 15 by 60, 2.25 miles per minute. Great. 2.25 miles per minute. So now I can use, there is this 5-mile marker. So let's say 2 minutes is almost 5 miles, 4.5. So now I have some better idea how fast we are going. And we should be just reaching Merit. So reading the chart, there is the valley turning right, and then we turn left, there will be a city and the airfield. Also those up and down drafts, they're pretty nice. That's fairly well done. I think Merit, there is the city or the town, and the airfield should be somewhere in this area. So let's try to locate it. Maybe it's this place here. That might be just it. There we go, there's the runway. Right, so once we get there, I'll start the clock so I have some better idea how far we might have gone. We also need to correct that for the wind, but since the wind isn't very high today, I will just disregard it. 5 knots, so not that much. I'll get the clock ready and we'll start it, so I'll have some better idea how far we could have done. That's a good reason to get the clock running always, from some last points, so we know how far we have gone. And of course it should be noting takeoff and landing time. They have the circular fields here. Right, from Merit we do follow the valley to the right. So from Merit we go here to the right and follow this valley. Then turn left here, follow this valley and go to Lytton. So we'll be going... Right, let me have a look. Check the external view. Hey, very nice river here. I already lost the city and the airfield. No, it's here. Perfect. Now, so I don't mess up the valleys. We are now facing southwest. Right, I think we're going to that valley to the right. So now we are facing this direction and we need to go here to the right, but it splits into 2 and then we take the left one. Alright, great stuff. And from this aircraft we don't see all too much. So we go to the right here and then it splits into 2 and we take the left one. So that is where we go there. And then this valley should be turning to the right. Alright, so that's making some sort of sense. I have climbed a lot here, so let me descend a bit. Right, so we're coming from here, turn right, then this valley splits into 2, we take the left one, and then the valley turns to the right. And on the turn there is also another valley to the left. So take the left one, then it splits here and we go there to the right. So we'll be following that valley there. Right, that's making sense to me. And heading is west. I'm looking at the magnetic compass here. And let's start this clock. And we have some higher mountains on the horizon. Also, 1 hour in and we have gone so far already. That's the first leg completed. I still feel like I'm sitting a bit too high. Because I'm not super tall. I'm used to this lower sitting position. Alright, I think that suits me a bit better, so I'll save it. Will probably cause some trouble later on, but I'll say about that. I already cannot see where we are going. Maybe let's get it just a tad higher. Are we doing the zombie? I think we lost the side of view. No, there we are. Good stuff. How's the diamond working for you? I had some trouble starting it up. It's a bit strange to start it up. So the external view is much easier to follow from the inside while aircraft is covering everything. Also the side windows, they're super small. Well, it is what it is. I'll descend 5,500. I'm trying to keep this altitude, it's not working. Let's check our fuel situation. So the rear tank is almost empty. Perfect, so let's go to the front tank then now. Fuel bust on, switch the front tank, leave it for 5 seconds and fuel bust off. I think we'll need to land somewhere and refuel at this rate. So the rear is almost empty, the front, well, we still have a bit. Not that much. So, on the next airport on our list, Charlie Yankee Lima, India, we'll land there. Let's see what it's called. Lillooet? I think so. Right. Back in the cabin. Now we need to follow this valve to the right. And we have done 4 minutes, so that will be give or take almost 10 miles. So I have the 5 my marker here, so that's like 5, 10, and we just turned, so that matches with our position. Oops. I right clicked and moved them up around. I wanted to mark it like that with the plus. That's the best I could do at the moment. Now we follow this valley and then hop here to the left. And that should be another 15 miles, so next 6 minutes, so at 10-minute mark we should be turning left. I'm just eyeballing those distances here. So that's 5 miles, so 5, 10, 15, well, just above 15 is the turn to the left. And we calculated that we are doing about 5 miles per 2 minutes. Now I'm descending a bit too hard. So I wonder what the turn will be. Valley follows here, those are zigzag to the left and right, and then our turn will be, I think, somewhere on there. That's pretty far. So here this valley goes up, a bit left, and up again. And then there should be the turn. Let me keep that altitude. Also, last time we were here, I think it was winter time, so now it's totally spring. Also, there is still some snow there on the mountains. Okay, this sitting position is fairly nice for me. I can see pretty well, but it's also not too high, so I'll stick with that. There I'm looking through the side window. I need to move my head a lot. And this river here in the valley is also quite interesting. Doesn't want to go straight. Oh, and there's a small bridge here. That road's also having a bit of a hard time. There's two roads actually. There's one road here and a few roads here on the bottom. Interesting. And that zombie flying in the back. I can't tell how far you're. I descended a bit too much. Let's get back up. Actually, since we are going west, maybe I should be following the even altitude. Also, we are not 3,000 feet above the ground, so maybe we don't need to bother about that. I wonder what the regulations are in Canada. It's the same as in the US, where it only applies 300 feet under the above ground level. I think I'll go down. So let's go for 1500. Let's see how it looks from a lower level. And our turn, I think it's coming into view, so that the valley is turning there to the left, and that's what we'll follow. It's pretty easy to navigate when I can see so far. If the visibility was much worse, I would be having a hard time here. We have 10 minutes on the clock already. And we're just here. So 5 miles more to go, so 2 more minutes. So 12 minutes on the clock, and we should be on the turning point. Right, I sent a bit too far, so let's go back up. 4,500. Alright, almost giving the altitudes. And there's the valley opening to the left. Perfect. So we'll go and follow that. And then it will be 2 more turns until we go to Lytton. So turn left here, like almost 180, follow this valley and then to the right to Lytton. And we have came from here previously, from Hope. I just marked our position. Actually, we're oh no, didn't work. Right, so that's where we are. Go back and turn there. That's the valley. Much wider river and a bridge. Interesting. Awesome. I need to look at the magnetic compass every now and then, so now we're facing west, that matches up, and after we complete the turn we'll be facing south. Now we're getting to these higher mountains, so that feels a bit better and should be easier to follow. The valleys are more pronounced, more readable. I'll also adjust the artificial horizon, so I can adjust this ball so that it's wherever I am not climbing. Oh, that didn't work very well. Is it even working? It is. That's give or take where I want it. Should make it easier for me to fly. I will just look at the ball to be where it needs to be. And now we are not climbing. Right, I need to put it just a bit higher. That's perfect. I think that's about perfect. Also learned the hard way when we were flying in a volcano that I need to look at the artificial horizon in this situation when we have the mountains around, because the natural horizon may not be visible at all. Is it working now? A bit better. Right. Facing south now. So we're following this leg and then there's a 90 turn to the right. I think I know what I'm doing wrong. I need to first click so I focus the window and then right click. If I just right click it rotates uncontrollably. 15 minutes on the clock. Now, so that we follow the right valley. Right, I think it's around there. Trying to look around, but it's a bit strange. Even with the tracker. I basically cannot look under me. And since there's a road and whatnot under me, I would be quite interested to see that. Well, that's the way to go. And there's a turn to the right, it's just opening up here. After a fuel situation, alright, the rear tank is almost empty, the front is still at the half, and the middle one, well, below 1/3. Right, turning this valley to the right, and there is the next valley opening up. I can already see there. And that's called Lytton over here. So there we'll just follow north and get to Lillooet, whatever this place is called. Well, maybe Jepsen should be providing pronunciation of the charts, not just the names. That wouldn't be that bad. Awesome. I can't wait for our first plane that will have actual compass deviation implanted, so we'll actually need to use this table, because here is just 1 degree off, well, 3 degree here, so that's basically nothing. But once we have a plane that has quite significant compass deviation, that will require more thinking for me, so I need that. Actually, it should be possible just to mod the plane to do that. Now, there is a mountain below us, so I wish I would be able to see it, so I don't fly into it. Well, it is there. Right, I think we can safely turn now. Go there, and I climbed a bit. There's also this valley here that leads to nowhere. Just opens up here and nothing here. So we're here at Lytton and we'll follow north to Lillooet. That's how we'll call it. Let's go. And we'll land there for a refuel. My fuel situation isn't great, so we'll keep it on the front tank, and once it gets a bit lower I'll switch to the middle tank and we should be fine until landing. This radial engine is quite fuel hungry. I wonder what's the maximum flight time here, but seems to be like 2-3 hours. We're barely 1 hour in the air and we burned so much fuel. Okay, since I know where we are, I'll reset the clock and start over. Right, just at the end of the valley, there should be our destination where we land for the refueling. Let me try to locate it. It should more or less be visible now. And I'm still climbing. Let's have a look at the runway there. No charts, so just the information. And the runway is 1432. Since the wind isn't very significant, I'll just take whichever runway. Let's have a look here. Alright, so that's how it's aligned. So we can basically go for a straight in if we see it in time. There should be a river road, a town on the north part, and it will be somewhere here on the right. Now let's see how far that is. So that's 5 miles, so I'll guesstimate 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Is that 30 miles? Oh dear, it's gonna take a while. I can also do it like that, just rotate it. Yeah, it is around 30 miles. Unbelievable. I wonder if you can see the place already, or is it still... No, I don't think we can see it yet. It will be somewhere there. The valley is turning to the left, as you cannot see it, and it will be somewhere on this area, I think, or even further. Let's find out. Right, so reading the terrain here, there's another valley and like a mountain range here. And that's... Snow Mountain is here, and here's the valley. It's just on the side of it. So it will be, well, just on the other side here, behind that mountain. That's making sense. That's them following along. Good job. Great to have you here. I also have the power lines add-on from Flight Sim Meteor, so that's what we are seeing here, this power line. And the river, quite a steep valley. Alright. Interesting place. And it's so deep in the mountains, that's fascinating. And 30-mile leg here, that's 50 kilometers, so that's super far. Unbelievable. Just such a huge area. I'm not used to this kind of huge areas deep in the mountains. Yeah, the power line add-on is great. I think we have it from the being that there is a cut in the trees, and then we have the actual power line on top of it, which is great. Yeah, I think the one from the being, even the cables are here, the white lines. It looks a bit funny, but well, it's good. Also, do we need some screenshots? Flying with the map enhancement. I'm not sure what you mean. I have two things. I have Wheel of VFR and I have the power line mod from Flight Sim Meteor. What do you mean by map enhancement? Oh, Maybe you mean the word update. I don't have the word update. Mode that switch Bing to Google. No. It's just Bing. I didn't bother to do that. Also, I'm not sure how legal that is. If Google is happy to have that. I mean, as long as it downloads just for yourself, that shouldn't be too much of a deal. I think that's how it works. I never tried. Too much of a hassle. I am happy with these ones. Also, sometimes the colors or whatnot look a bit odd. Fair enough for now. Also, they have the circular crops here, circular fields. And the sim is having a bit of a stutter. Entire city said power line maybe due to... Oh, I said Bing. Yeah, I did. Don't worry about it, it's fine. But I mean, the power line, what you see on the Bing is those white lines just on the satellite picture, and then we have the actual power line on top of it. And the lone house over there. I am absolutely fascinated what it's like to live here, or just pass through here. Right, so here's the valley. Interesting, the power line is going here. We want to follow this valley, and our landing field should be somewhere around here. Don't worry, again, with all the things we have, it's easy to confuse the two all the time. I'm doing this myself, so no worries there. We can use the eagle eye mode, and it should shortly come into view. Here's the river. There should be the town. Or to close it. No, I don't think we are. So the earth, it should be around this spot, I guess. Let me have a look once more how it's oriented. Alright, so we should be just seeing it just a straight in. I'm still looking for it. Oh, we're on the fuel situation. Alright. Fuel was on, and we go to the center tank, so that was fairly close. It happened many times to me that I ran out of fuel and needed to switch the tank in flight with a dead engine. There it is. Now I see the runway. It just popped up there. There we go. Cool, so we'll go for a straight in. Now this huge engine is in the way, so I don't always see where we're going, but we should be fine. Right, it's almost there. I want to be there already. And that's like not even halfway. Well, considering we went a bit in a loop, that might be halfway. Oh dear, I have chosen quite a long tour for today. Oops. So we came from here, just going a bit around to here. So I guess that's halfway. Then we'll follow a more straight path. Okay, let's go for the landing then. So throttle idle, drop forward, mixture forward, low down. Now we are high, so I can go full flaps, have all this drag, and that will help me go super steep. Fuel bust on, landing light on, and we're good to go. Maybe too high? No, not for the fancy GA. Look, with the full flaps, if I go idle, I can go just like that. I'm so used to being able to do that. Sometimes I forget I need to plant a bit better. And we still can do a forward slip, so not like that. But as far as I know, most aircraft don't like it on full flaps, so we'll just keep it on the flaps. Right, maybe we're a bit too high. So since we have more drag with higher speed, I'll just accelerate here, get a bit lower, and then we'll be able to land. So higher speed, more drag, which means I will descend steeper. Just don't overdo it. As we're in the mountains, no natural horizons, so it's still quite possible for me to lose the way here. And there's the fuel track. Right. We're on idle. No. Changes didn't like it. So I thought I was higher and I still have time to do the flare. Obviously I didn't. Right. Flaps up. Go back to that fuel track. There's that zombie coming in. I can barely see where I'm going, so maybe I actually should be a bit higher. It will just vacate here. Also pull the yacht all the way back. And off we go. The fuel bust off, landing light off. Where is that fuel track? Right, I need to cheat a bit here. There's a fuel track and a fuel station. I think we'll just stop here and watch the landing. Parking brake set, radius off, alternator on, mixture cut off, ignition off, fuel selector off, strobe off, nav off, beacon off. There we go. Just in time. Whoops. Actually, we're just at the fuel track here. That's not so bad at all. We have a weird markings here. Get rid of this. Outrageous. I thought I still have time. Well, because I was on idle, it was thinking a bit more uncontrollably. And here's the zombie. Yeah, you're more controlled in landing. Also a bit long. It's a floaty plane. Hey, there you go. Butter. Not like me. It was a smasher for me. I'll try to do a bit better next time, so lesson learned. Don't go on idle. I mean, it's doable, but I didn't plan it accordingly. Hey. Great, heavy. Right, so we can refuel in the meantime. So we used, actually we had 66%, we went up at 28, so we used 40% of the fuel. for 1.5 hour flight. 1:15. Okay. So let's take all the fuel we can this time. Right, so I'll be able to start up shortly and we can be on our way. That was pretty cool. There are so many good aircraft in the game. I can't keep up with flying everything. Right, I'll just start up and we'll be able to take off. Also no pilots in the diamond. I wonder how high I should be sitting. Maybe I'm making it too hard for myself. Oh, this guy is super tall. He's actually sitting pretty high. Right, so maybe that default view was actually more correct. This guy is way taller than me, I believe. Hey, there's the zombie. Let me line this for a screenshot. Good stuff. So we do have some good screenshot. I will reset the clock. Right, let's get in. I will reset this position. So was it Shift F10? Shift F10. Alright, let's stick with the default one then. Cool. Oh, I forgot the battery. So, battery on. Nav light on. Where's the beacon? Here's the beacon. Beacon light on. Magnet is on. We'll go center tank. Parking brake set. Step on the brakes. Mixture forward. And kick this start. Oh, fuel blast and kick the starter. And it's running. Open the throttle a bit. Fuel blast off. Alternator on. Radius on. Get this transponder to alt, it's already there, and we're good to taxi. So parking brake released, add some power, turn around. And I'll just line up the runway and take off. So that zombie, I think you're ready for that. So we missed the taxiway. Here. Flaps takeoff. Fuel blast. Landing lights, strobe light. Here's the runway. Okay, I was a bit late here with the turn. It's runway 32, so check that compass. Looking good, and we can take off. Right rudder, tail is up, and rotate. I didn't check where we need to go. Somewhere to the left. Right, I'll reduce that power. Flaps up, lean it a bit. And start turning left in the climb. I'll start the clock. let's have a quick look where we need to go. So we follow very narrow path here and go over the lake. Tailbotap Android, hello, bird to Chrono Overlaid, absolutely love it. Great stuff, I'm glad you like it. Hey, please have it. That's so cool. I hope it works great for you as well. And welcome, nice to have you here. And let me do the shoutout for you in just a second. I just need to go into the right valley here. So we should be west, but a bit to the right. So there's one valley here and another valley here. And we're following the one with the lake, I believe. Yeah, let's go the one with the lake. It should be there to the right. Here we go. Here's your shout out. I hope it works. Yay, it works. Welcome. I have more of these things. I also have the counter and a timer. But today we only use the chrono. I previously used the chrono here on my wrist, but the one on stream is a bit easier and also in a nice place to look for me, so I kind of enjoy it. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, that is where I want to go. Yep, there's the lake, so we'll follow that. Actually, the value of the road is there, but it's super narrow. I'm not very comfortable following it. Try to use it on the yacht, but keep forgetting it. Yeah, I know. I mean, if you're in a real plane, that's much easier to follow, but here, well... I agree, it can be a bit cumbersome, so on the stream is in a great place for me as well. Now the problem on the wrist is that when you're flying with the yoke, I cannot see it easily. I need to get my hand off the yoke, turn it around, and only then I can see it. So in real plane that's also a bit problematic, but well, you need to have something nice. $1,000, 500 to go. There's the lake. I can reduce the power a bit. So we'll go 1800 RPM and I just go top of the blue ranch here. Oh, those things, they adjust the friction just under the levers, but obviously it doesn't change anything here. Alright, clock is running, we're still climbing. We are following this lake here. Then follow that valley and go to Charlie Yankee Papa Sierra, which is... Amberton. Right, that's 40 miles in a straight line. It will be a bit more for us. So, what do I know? Yeah, 45 miles. Right, it's not making it easier to read. That's 30. Oh, so like 50 miles. Oh dear. That's gonna take a moment. 50 miles. This area is huge. Absolutely huge. And if you look at the map, it's just a small part of Canada and whatnot. Right, follow the lake will turn left, it will end there, we follow the valley, then the valley turns left, and then there is Pemberton. We have no fuel, so I don't think we'll need to land there. Oh no, I haven't been showing you the whole time. So there's 30 miles in the straight line, 50 miles if we go around. We follow the lake, then turns left, end of the lake, follow the valley, turn left in the valley, and Pemberton. So now we're going west. That's matching with the thing here. Can take forever. I'll try to adjust the ball on the artificial horizon so I see where it should be, so that I'm not climbing or descending. We're going a bit slower this time. I wonder what I changed in my power settings. I forgot to look for that zombie. And also, nice place for a screenshot. Hey, there you are. Oh, oops. Nothing happened. Landing lights off and fuel bust off. I totally forgot it. So now we're turning left, follow the lake. There is a gap in a lake and it's also on the chart. Here's the gap in the lake. That's where we are. I'll mark it. Right, I'll adjust this default position so it looks a bit... oh. A bit down. Control F10. I'm still not super comfortable with this position. So, well, the horizon line is here. So I need to get used to that. And now we're accelerating. Alright, so the speed is matching what we had previously. Valley is opening up to the left. I still do not see the end of the lake. And we are within the higher mountains already. And there is the snow. So the snow line. Well, going down to the lake there. Cool stuff. I like the snow, so I'm happy it's there. Let's see as we get closer. I wondered for a moment where the road is, but there is no road here. It just went the other way. So the road follows this narrow valley, and we are following this wide valley, which does, well, it has the road here, but it has the train line, if I'm reading this correctly. Oh, and there was a bit of a road. So it just ends here? Or... okay. Such a nice place. And yeah, the snow is there, looks more winterish, and now I'm not climbing or descending all the time, so I think it was the convection that I was fighting there before. Right, heading to 220. It's matching with this guy here. Let's check. That's 220. So let's set the zero compass. 220. There we go. That thing is heading back, but I'm not using it today. And there's a frozen lake. So for the sim it's either full winter or no winter, and that part seems to be in the full winter mode. Alright, so the lake ends there, and we need to follow the valley, which should be basically straight away and to the right. So we are following the lake here, and we want to go into this valley, so it's straight and slightly to the right. Not full to the right, not full to the left. So I'm seeing this valley to the left, I'm still not seeing the one to the right. Here's the one to the left. Here is the one going to the right, and we'll follow straight ahead and slightly to the right. We'll go there. And yeah, I like being in those higher mountains, although, well, there's less room for error if we need to turn around or whatnot. That zombie! Great job! I was thinking if you're still hanging out there, and you are. That's so nice. I hope I'm a good practice target. I'm not flying super smooth, but should be okay. Actually, I haven't practiced this in a long time. When Chewie or Jesus were flying GA, I was often able to follow along, flying wing to wing, but I haven't had a chance recently. Yay, the winter mode. I wonder what's the weather like in Vancouver, where we're going, and it's still so many miles away. Although this plane is pretty fast. Oh, it's so many miles away. Once we get to Pemberton, it's still 70 miles in a straight line. Oh dear, such a long trip. Oh, I just noticed there is the magnetic variation listed here as well, so that's nice. It's 70 degrees to the west or east? I think it's to the west. Huh, interesting. Let's see if it will show the minus when it's to the east, which would be strange. Because technically east is positive. Oh, it's just showing 5, no sign, nothing. Oh, boo, that needs to be corrected. That's bad. Alright, so we are here. So we have like 15 miles to go. And then another 70 miles. Great, so maybe we'll do a touch and go here, because why not? At Pemberton. Right, now the valley is turning slightly to the right. So I'm happy that the weather is nice. I'm not sure if last time we didn't have to switch to our weather preset. Today I'm able to fly on the live weather, which is great. Right, there's the valley. Nomad with the raid. Welcome, welcome. Great to have you here. Where have you been flying? Hype, hype, hype. Thank you for the raid. Proud Julius Tango. Welcome.
With 10 viewers.
And here's a shout out. Don't know Nomad, go follow. Super cool streamer. Just crashed in Norway. Well, at least you're in a good place. I mean Norway. And he's a really good CRJ pilot. Hi Hodgemania. I hope I pronounced it right. But what happened? I'll show what we're doing. Clicked on the aileron trim by accident and didn't notice down the sky. Oops. So we're continuing the British Columbia tour. Last time we took off from Vancouver, followed to Hope, and then followed this valley here to the roundabout, landed here, and went to Charlie Yankee Kilo Alpha.
And
Today,
his name is John C.
thank you for the blurb. That is unrivaled. So today we took off from Charlie Yankee Kilo Alpha, completed the roundabout here, followed this valley, stopped here for a refuel, and now we just flew over this lake here, and we are following this valley here, which will be turning to the left shortly, and we go to Pemberton, and then there's another 70 miles until Vancouver. And this place is so huge. I'm used to the mountains, but I think the mountains that we have, they are much smaller. Like if you go across, well, that's just much smaller. So the distances here are absolutely crazy for me. Also, I need to look where I fly every now and then. And we're doing navigation with a chart, so I don't have my position there. Also, don't have the GPS here. I'm just looking at the chart and trying to find my way, which isn't a big of a deal here in the mountains. And we also climb 1000 feet, I didn't notice. And we have that zombie following on North Europe server, so you can always join if you want. Right, I am a hard target to follow, but that zombie is doing great there. If any questions, please let me know. Also, we took off in winter conditions. Now we are in the winter conditions. That changed just a few minutes ago. So I think we'll do a touch and go in Pemberton, and from there it will be another 70 miles. Those distances are crazy. I'm so not used to that. But the plane is fast, so no problem there. I'm trying to descend to 4500, which was what I was following initially. I think the airfield might be there, so let me have a look at the chart. Right, so we're just on this turn, and yeah, the airfield should be there. Let's have a look at the runways. So they're left, right. We'll take 24 for a touch and go. And it should be somewhere slightly to the right. So I guess somewhere in this area. Oops, somewhere in this area. So we'll follow here, turn to the right, and there should be the runway there. So we should be able to see it soon enough. No, I'd have you send a CRJ Reaper crew to Norway to get the CRJ out. I'll need to watch this. That sounds interesting. How was Norway other than the crash? Sheesh. I haven't flown there in sim in quite a while, and it's also a nice place. I just still can't get used to how huge this Canadian area is. Scenery was stunning. Great. So I understand you are not in the night time. Sounds great. I've flew there just a few times in Sim. There's just so many places to be, and we also discovered recently that Africa is quite nice, and there are cool vacuum controllers there. So I can recommend the place. And they're quite often there. And as for Canada, I think you're pretty much in my evening or late nights. I can't always fly there. Also, I haven't been in Toronto in quite a while. There's just so many places. But I'm getting more and more familiar with all those areas. The Vancouver, the Toronto and whatnot. Right, where is the runway? I think it will be behind this thingy, and it's quite likely that I'm seeing it there. Yeah, that's the runway. So the way I got that is that our valley here is turning to the right, and here is this smallish mountain, and it's just behind it. So that's how I knew where to look for. So let's start the descent. I'll try to make it a bit smoother than last time. Right, throttle idle, prop forward, mixture forward. Oh, we're still good on the fuel. Fuel bust on, landing lights on. How are we doing there? Right, just going down. Nothing to see here. I have to go make a start on dinner. Enjoy the rest of your stream, my friend. Cool. Enjoy dinner. Thank you for the ride and great to have you here. So there's the runway. There is the runway there, so we'll just put this in here, do attach and go, and then we need to follow westbound for the rest of the trip. Right, lower the flaps a bit. I'll go to takeoff now. We'll make it less steep than last time. I'll try flaps landing or flaps full. Let's do flaps full. The final will be somewhere along this road or whatever that is. It might actually be the frozen river. Yeah, it's most likely the river. Right, now I need to add some power. Go flaps landing, and as soon as we turn on final, I'll go flaps full. And there's the zombie, so I'll try to follow along behind you. Good stuff there. Right, flaps full. I will be slowing down here, and I'm high again. Not even on final. I'll keep the 75 knots for landing. Don't do it on idle like last time, that was a bit of a mistake. Right, I'll just sidestep here to align with the runway. Now, that's a more stable approach than last time, so I have a better chance of making this right. I think we'll just do a touch and go and go from there, but I'll try to roll for a bit on the runway just to make sure I can keep this under control. Alright, still bumped, so this plane is way higher than the other planes I'm used to. I think that's the main reason why it's not going so great. Right, flaps to take off. Terrate, climb. Fuel bust off, landing light off, flaps up. Actually, we need to change the tank, so fuel bust on, and we'll go to the rear tank. Wait a moment, and fuel bust off. Reduce power. And we will follow this valley in front of us, which then will be turning to the left. So we took off here, we followed the valley, and then the valley turns sharp left, and we start going southwest here through Whistler to Quamish Municipal Don Patrick. Alright, interesting names again. I'll reset the clock. And start it. So we're looking at another 70 miles. We're doing 120. So that should be less than an hour. Alright, perfect. I can actually check it. So we're doing 120. So I put the big black arrow here under 12. And then I can check the timing. So let's say that will be, what, 90 miles? So 90 miles, 45 minutes. I read that just over. Oops. Plane doesn't want to fly now. Fly plane. So I read 90 miles on the black scale and 45 minutes on the silver scale. $3,500, so let's go 1,000 fire, and that will be it. Or do we? Let's go 4,500. Here the valley makes sharp left turn, and we need to follow it. Let me have a look. It's becoming a bit flatter. Yeah, we just follow that valley. Then goes a bit to the right, and there should be Whistler there. So we are here on the sharp turn. Follow that valley, then it turns further to the right, and there will be Whistler there. I think we're getting some turbulence from either wind or the convection, but it's somewhat under control. Also like how the turbulence often tries to roll the plane. That's pretty nice. And I still can't get used to how tall this plane is, so on the landings I just slam it. Not great. Let's have a look at the zombie. There we go. Oops, I passed my altitude, so let's stop the climb here, descend a bit. Power setting, top on the blue sky on the MP, and prop to 1800. There we go. And we are 4 minutes out of 45 minutes. 40 more minutes to go. I'm getting quite anxious to get to the destination, and those landings, they're not going great. Murak B, welcome, welcome. Flying the Daffy. Is it called Daffy? I had no idea. It is such a nice plane, but it's super tall, so I just slammed it into the ground because I think I still have way to go, and then it hits the ground. Ooh. There's a valley to our right. Right. I went way too high, so let's send her. Oh. The route you're taking is over the highway people call the Daffy. Oh, I had no idea. Display. So is this a highway? Is this a highway here? Really? Crazy place for highway, but yeah, it makes sense with those distances. They're huge. I'm rather used to European Alps or European mountains, and well, we don't have such a huge distances there. I mean, still can drive quite a bit, but in general it's just much more Daffy like. I see. I think we don't have the names on the Navi graph. Cool, thank you for the info. That's so nice. We only have this town name here, Whistler, which I can just see in front of us. Oh, the best motorcycle roads in the province. Love it. Need to hit it a few times this year. Oh, enjoy. That's great. I still can't imagine what it feels like to be in this place. It's just so huge. Let me show you. So I'm more used to driving around Switzerland or Austria, but well, the mountains here are just smaller compared to those mountains. Yeah, so you see, this is just like 30 miles across. Well, maybe 50 miles across. Yeah, let's say 50 miles across, give or take. So compared to the Canadian mountains, that's nothing. And those are, well, look, it's way more than 50 miles. And I guess sparsely populated. So look, now my planes wants to go to the right because of the convection, which is pulling my wings. So I like how it's done now in Misfits. That's super nice. Can actually happen to you in a plane. Right, oh, I also have the ski lift add-on together with the power lines, and look, there are ski lifts here. Yay, that's amazing. That makes the world more lively and more realistic. So nice. Must be a nice skiing place. Also, why am I playing in this crazy pattern? It's Whistler. I think I misread it before. Sorry, I'm Terrible reading all those names. So that's Whistler here, which seems like a skiing resort. And now we follow this valley to the west, southwest. And then we go to the south. And my plane wants to do the thing again. I did step on the rudder a bit. Alright, so we go south-southwest here, well, southwest here, and then we turn south over there and follow that valley. Right, fair enough. That zombie is leading the way this time, so I have easier time following. I just hope he'll get us to the right place. He most likely will. But having done this, or just doing this trip, I am realizing how huge this place is. It's huge. What can I say? Look, that the European Alps were 50 miles across, and that's 50 miles here, and that's just a small part of the whole thing. I am so amazed by the scale of it. Right, flying here is getting hard because of all the convection and turbulence. Yes, we started at Charlie and Kilo Alpha. That's right, here. I followed this valley here, then here, joined that valley, and now we are over here. Hometown, really? So cool. Also the auto moderation tweet didn't like Charlie and Kilo Alpha, but I think it's fine. Oh, I think I know it. Anyway. So nice. That was a nice place. Although it's not in the highest mountains. I absolutely love the high mountains. But yeah, that was a nice area. I just had a bit of a hard time following here initially, because I was focused on the valley here, but it's not very pronounced. And then I just saw the 2 lakes here on the chart, but we passed a ton of lakes along the way. So as soon as we got here, things were easy from there on, just following the valleys. So are these actual highways here, or some smaller roads? You can't really tell, but just looking here and have a look at this street view or whatnot. Okay, so now we're overflying this lake and we follow to Squamish. Sorry for mispronouncing all the names. So that's the lake just under us, and we'll follow there. I lost the zombie. Oh, more towers here. There we are, cool stuff. I really like those power line add-ons and the skill lift add-ons. I will get the links and put it as chat command. I for now only have the wheel of VFR. Oh, I also have the region 3 already because it came out, the Asia. Or is it Africa? I don't remember, but I think they complete the whole world and it's amazing. To be honest, not now that I have all those VFR obstacles, power lines, and the ski lifts, I'm not sure what else is missing. Well, we have the roads already in the sim, so pretty much all the spots are here. Okay, now I have a bit of a hard time reading this terrain. Also, I climbed in the meantime. Also, I was not intending to, so let's go down to 4500. Let's do it quick so nobody notice. Right, not that quick. Also, the planes don't make this sound when you approach the VNE. Right, there's the town there and a lake that we need to follow that is going to the right. So I think we'll be going to this valley here to the right. I'll show the chart in a second. Let me descend first. Are we overtaking the zombie now? Barely. That's quite a valley here as well. Right, 4500, let's level up here and let me show you the charts. So we're somewhere over this place, we see the town there in the distance, and then we need to follow this lake, which will be to our right because we're coming from the top. Oh, and then we just follow this lake and get to Vancouver. Hey, great stuff. So the lake is starting over there and we follow it to the right and get back to Vancouver. I started this trip a few months ago, I don't even remember when, but I thought we can complete it today. And I think that was a great idea, I really like it here. Oh, also there is a runway just in front of us somewhere, so we can detach and go here. Let me have a look over this. That's Squamish, and the runway is 1533, so we can touch and go on runway 15. And there is this river here, just in front of the city. Alright, I think that is the runway here. Alright, so there is the city, there is the river, and here is the runway. So let's do a touch and go here. I hope it will go better this time. That's my last chance before our final landing. So prop forward, mixture forward. Landing light on, fuel bust on. Check the fuel situation. Let's go to the front tank because the rear tank is almost... Alright. Oh, it's actually still cool. That's a super short runway as well. Let me get into the flat speed range. Throttle idle. I can gain some distance here. And we are in the white range, so full flaps. Alright, I need to descend way more. Feels like it doesn't want to descend. Now it's getting better. And all the power lines here. That's where they all go. This power line mod makes me so happy because the power lines are fairly easy to see from the plane. Maybe we don't have the rail lines. I think we are missing the rail line mod, but the rail lines are a bit hit or miss. Sometimes they're very pronounced, sometimes absolutely not. Right, I did reset the view, so it should be a bit better now. That's still a super steep descent. Alright, now it's looking better. I will try to keep this decent angle and slow down to, say, 75 knots. Maybe 17. And remember that I need to do this flare way harder than last time. Slight crosswind from the right, at least that's what the windsock is showing. Might be totally wrong, as the windsocks have a habit of doing here. Add some power. Right, let's try to do it nice now. Round out. I think I was missing a proper round out earlier. No, did it again. Right, let's try fly close to the runway. I just need to get a feel where those gears are. Alright, it's not looking great. It's not still the plane. Full power. Slowly rising to flaps. Flaps up, speed's okay. Reduce the power. So all the landings were not going great today. I think we'll do a few touch and goes at Vancouver and see, maybe it works better that time. So where do we go now? Let's have a look. We just follow south until we see the lake. Alright, should be easy. Big S here. Also, I now have a habit of looking here because I know the gyro compass can be drifting. Showing 170 now, let's correct it. There we go, 170. And we're getting there. How high do we go? I think we can stay at 2500. Let's keep it lower this time. And since we're out of the mountains, the lake, well, it's not the lake, it's the actual, what we call it, a bay that's going out into the ocean. Oh, serious stuff there. Right, leveling off here, reduce the power, so I'll go 29 on the manifold pressure and 18 on the prop. Lean it a bit, let's see our fuel situation. So, I think front tank is a good now, yeah, because it's the fullest one, so we'll stay on the front tank. Oops. And that's end of the snowland. Just like that. I'm so happy we had an opportunity to fly through the snow. Also have the town here. Pretty nice. That zombie, where are you? Have we lost you? Oh, there you are. Good stuff. So I think my problem is that also that I'm not looking straight, like my viewpoint is pointing a bit down. It's making it a bit more difficult to see what I'm doing. That's more what I'm used to, but then I cannot see where I'm going. Or I can just go just like that. No, maybe no. Well, I guess I need to keep it like this. Just get used to that. Also, let me rest in the clock. I did forget about it. And off to Vancouver. So it should be just around the corner, but it's still 35 miles to go. Check quickly. So we're doing 120, 35 miles will be, well, 18 minutes. I like the mist there over the water. It's actually looking pretty nice. And we can have a look at the weather in Vancouver. That's not a bad idea. So I selected the Vancouver here, open airports, weather, wind 200 at 7 knots, 20 miles visibility, few 5,000, temperature 18, nowhere near the snow region, and 3015. Cool. I'll hit the B for the QNH, but it's at the right one. Also, let's check the runways. Where do you want to land? 200 means we should take the 26, and I think we'll park here for the GA. I vaguely remember that's the spot I liked. So we'll go and land 26 left then. That's the plan. But we need to find it first. Right now, so that I don't get lost, there's this island here. Small island, big island, second big island. And let's look here. Small island, big island, second big island. Alright, so that's some reference for me. Oh, there's more. There's also this super small island over there. The altitude. What happened with the altitude? I think I wasn't careful and descended. Let's go back up. Or I will just... Oh wait, no. But this small arm here is... It's quite confusing for me. Alright, so we're correct, we're 2500. Right, I somehow thought we were below 1000 because this small arm confused me. How do I practice those landings and do not just slam it in the ground. I think I need to fly parallel to the ground, get into the ground effect like I usually do, and slowly start touching down. But the feeling here is a bit weird. Alright, we are out of the winter area, getting the spring area again. I like this mist over the water, that's looking super nice. Let's descend a bit, so we're at 2500, and the zombie is there. Great stuff. This looks so good. Okay, so that means Vancouver will be just around the corner, so that is the end of the city here, and as we pass this mountain ridge, there should be Vancouver opening up. So that's what I'm seeing, the corner here, and there's the city starting up, there is a bay, and peninsula, and then there is the airport, so I think we'll just follow here, go a bit to the south and follow the left traffic pattern. My altitude is still going up, cannot give it. Right, we are getting there. Just around the corner, so hey, I'm curious what the city will look like once we get over there. And also there is some super small island over there. What is that? There are things on the island. Right, I'll try to descend and keep this to 2500. Bit outrageous. I'm keeping some super hot altitude all the time. So there's the bay opening up, the peninsula, and the airport will be just behind it. Right, there's the bay. And the airport, yeah, we can see some approach lights already. Oh, so we can't get lost now. Everything is inside. Great stuff. Great visibility today also. Oh, another strange thing is that they report the visibility as 20 miles here. In Europe we just report 10 kilometers or more. So we don't know if it's 10 kilometers or 100 kilometers or 20. Looks the same in the meter. And well, 10 kilometers isn't that much. Signing off, enjoy your flight, cool table and ride, we'll see you next time. Thank you for coming. Have a good evening, good night. And there's the city, looks pretty nice. Oh, there's the downtown. That looks even nicer. So cool. I've adjusted my microphone and sitting position in the meantime. I'm not sure if it's better or worse. I hope it's okay. Should sound alright still. We'll see about that. Looks pretty fine so far. Maybe I'll put it just at here. I still can't find some comfortable sitting position for me. And the microphone is on my way, just with the cable on my chest. Not great. Right, here's Vancouver. I recognize those hills, those mountains that we passed on our way out. Here's the downtown, that looks pretty nice. And we have the airport. So, I think the approach lights wouldn't be so visible from so far out. Okay, that's not the runway. That's the other runway, I think. The lights that we are seeing. We want runway 26. So looking here, 26 is just perpendicular to us. This one that we are seeing is this odd runway. This guy. So I'll follow here and do left track pattern 426. We'll do a few touch and goes there and call it a day. Alright, our pattern altitude 1000, yeah, 1000. Basically on the sea level, the airport, so 1000 will do for the pattern altitude. So I'll start descending there. And I'm still somewhat undecided about the microphone and the sitting position. Alright, so we'll follow the traffic pattern. I think just on the edge of this bay. It should be far enough. We'll go here, follow there on the downwind. Touch and go on 26. I wonder if 26 left, if it's long enough for us to do a few touch and goes. Right, we have a bit to descend, so let me start the descent now. I thought we were descending already, but we weren't. Not though. Now that's descent, and the scenery should load in just a moment. It's looking a bit odd now, the whole airport is pretty much blurred. Alright, let's check the fuel. We'll stay on the front tank. That's the fullest tank. Fuel boost on, landing lights on. Prop forward, mixture forward. And slowly getting to that downwind leg. Right, it's 1000 to descend still. I will try to strike IR, although the visibility from this plane isn't great. At least to the side, to the front it's pretty good. I will slowly turn in and try to do my downwind leg on the side of the water here. So I'll just follow this edge here. That should do the job. I think I'll zoom out one click. That should help me a bit to see a bit more. Maybe that was the problem earlier on. Right, there's the runway. I'll just follow this edge. We are almost at 1000 feet, so let's get there. Right, 26 here on the back, on the gyro. We're flying downwind, there's the runway. It's a bit of a close traffic pattern. So I will do just one 180 turn to get us onto the final. And the photogrammetry is looking pretty decent today. I remember when we were flying here recently, but the weather wasn't nice, so we didn't get all the view. We were doing just a trip around the town, around the city in a Cessna. Okay. This looking position still feels a bit odd to me, so I am a bit lost here. I'll go flaps into takeoff now. Oh, the bridge is underwater. That's bad. Needs to be dried out. Now, where do we go for base and final? I think somewhere on those buildings will be just okay. I like the look of the area now. Right, I remember we were pretty close, so I'll just do a 180 turn and then see where we are. Right, there's the runway, we are pretty close. Full flaps. Now, I have a lot of room, so I don't need to rush it. I can land a bit further down the runway. I'll try to keep what 75 knots for the landing. And that's where we'll taxi to shut down the plane after landing at the Millionaire again. That's my favorite place. Right, we are super high here, so let's correct that. Actually, I'll just keep this glide angle. If wind from the right, so I will do small side slip to the right to correct for the wind. There is 70 knots, so I think my problem was not adding enough power here on the flare. Right, I think we are now in the touchdown height. Yes, finally. So I got some better feel of it. Right, full power. Flaps up one notch, accelerate up one notch. Alright, flaps up. Reduce power a bit. Fuel bust off, landing light off. Okay, that went pretty good, so I think one more touch and go, and then full stop landing. Also the time is lining up perfectly for that. Great stuff, so I finally got the feel of it, and this plane is super tall. Here's 1000 feet. Do this crosswind leg so we gain some distance, so it's easier for us on the base turn and base final turn. Okay, can reduce the power a bit here, so 18 on the prop. The wind is from the right, so I need to keep some wind correction for that, I believe. Let's try to trim it. There's the runway, maybe not that much wind correction. So let's check if that's accurate. Okay, 090. That's matching up. Actually, just a few degrees to the left. There we go. We are a beam, so reducing the power, prop forward, mixture forward. Fuel bust on, landing light on. Get into the shallow descent. Oh, we also had nice landing rate last time. It shows now T5 in the chat. That's looking good. I'll try the landing flaps now, not the full flap, and see how this works. Alright, let's do the 180 here, but we are, I think, lower than last time, so we should be in a better position for the landing. It is a bit low to maneuver over the sea like that. There are the landing, there are the approach lights. Flaps to take off. Line up with the runway here. I did overshoot it a bit here, so do not tighten up, just correct slowly. Alright, that's looking better than last time. Flaps landing. I will keep maybe 80 knots here because we have higher flap, well, lower flap settings, so I'll keep a bit faster. So I'll try to keep 80 knots. Crossing from the left, so right rudder, left aileron. Oh, now we got on the four reds. Right. About the touchdown height. Boom. It doesn't want to touch down nicely for me. Anyway, maybe one day I'll get the hang of it. Let's take off. Throttle forward. Right rudder. And it's flying. Right, accelerate. Reduce power a bit. Flaps up. Oh, also there is climb flaps. I haven't noticed that before. Maybe I should be climbing on the climb flaps. That's interesting. Fuel bust off, landing light off, and turn left for the crosswind. Right, so this will be the final pattern. I wonder if that zombie is still here. Yeah, you are. Great stuff. I smashed the pattern altitude, so let's level off, reduce the power. 25, 18. So we'll do the final landing and then stop at Millionaire. I'll play the outro and we'll call it a day. Super nice trip. I thought it will be a bit shorter, but that's just a huge distance there. It's incredible. Right, so we are almost a beam. I can reduce the power. Drop forward, mixture forward. Fuel bust on, landing light on. And flaps. Seeing the runway from the cockpit in this part of the pattern is not the easiest thing in the world, but we're doing good. Also, I'm glad that I have this nice landmark here, this field. Right, turn base and then final. And roll out straight to final. Flaps to landing. I did overshoot it again. I stopped the turn and now we're a bit too late in the turn. Anyway, let's correct that, so no problem here. Cross is from the left, we're a bit high. Right rudder, left aileron, nose on the center line. 80 knots, and we should be doing good. Now it's showing too white to red, but I'll just aim for the touchdown zone. We'll most likely go into for red again. Right, trying to focus. Also staying to the center line and keep it here. That's our height. Right, I think it's a bit too bouncy there. That's what's going on. Alright, I will locate there, so flaps up. Absolutely weird, welcome. Great to have you here. We are just landing, final landing of the day, and we'll taxi to the Millionaire. I think I finally got the hang of this plane in landing, also it's still not perfect, but it seems a bit too bouncy to me. Right, landing light off, strobe off. I think we need to take the turn to the left here, and then we'll arrive at the millionaire. And there's the zombie also landing. Trying to follow this taxiway is not the easiest thing in this aircraft. It turns to the right now. I think in the real plane you have to look around a lot. Can we see her landing? Barely. Right, here to the left, and there's ESO. Alright, I see the green millionaire hangars over there already. And we'll be able to see her landing. We'll check mine, one bounce. I think this plane is a bit too bouncy. Just a wild guess, I don't know how bouncy it actually is. "10 minutes landing on a trampoline, pretty much. It's pretty much what's going on here. And here's your shout out." Right, I'm slightly confused how far we still need to go. There's that zombie. I can barely see you, but you're there. I have been having wine this evening. Cool, enjoy. Sounds good. Just looking at the door. Maybe I should stop. And there we see you landing. Oops, we don't anymore. Well, and I passed my... Have I? No, I haven't. We still have a place to go. So that's the turn to the millionaire. I panicked and turned around. Alright, let's fix it. Everything then. I hope you're not too sunburned after Texas yesterday. The sunscreen definitely helped. Alright, it's not the best Factor 50, of course, that's the only one I use. It wasn't the best taxi job there. Oh dear. Right, we'll just turn around here and park. That's the place. And we have arrived. Parking brakes set. Let me think. Alright. Radio's off. Oh, before we do that, should have turned off the transponder. The transponder off. Radio's off. Alternator off. Mixture cut off. Engine stopped. Ignition off. Fuel selector off. And what else do we have? Beacon light off, nav light off. And battery off. That's it. We have arrived. Cool flight. It was pretty long today. It was a pretty long flight today. So I'll try to find some place. We'll see where... Oh no. Typical 10 minutes until landing. Alright, I see here. I still don't know when that happens. Sometimes happens, sometimes doesn't. I don't get it. How does it even work? Well, I can't find a good angle here. We'll wait for that zombie and find something. But usually this throws me into the air. Yeah, it's not Phoenix or whatnot, so no problem here. Even if it throws it into the air a bit, it shouldn't be a problem. We can stop the clock, reset the clock, hide the clock. It's been a good clock. So, the zombie park wherever you wish, and I'll adjust the camera in a bit. I will go to Volanta and let's have a look at those flights. That's the first one that's registered. So it took off here, did few touch and goes that weren't great. I see the zombies already there. Great stuff. I'll adjust the camera in a bit, so don't worry about it. We followed this valley here. I had some trouble in identifying it initially, but it worked. There were those two lakes, married. Followed another valley, turn left here. Follow yet another valley. Joined the valley where we came from Hope last time. So last time we came from Vancouver, Hope. Then we turned the same place and went over here to here. And today we flew from here to our refueling place. Turned out we actually need more fuel. And then there's the next flight with the rest. So we're just following valleys. Yeah, those landings today. Alright, those are finally getting there. So that's something. And the patterns look somewhat okay. Right, cool stuff. There's zombie. I'll adjust the camera. How do I want the camera to be? I didn't think this through. We don't have the sign in the right place. I think the best would be if I was standing here. We can fix that. Hang on. I think that's much better. That's perfect. Right, we have the diamond, we have the beaver. Something is moving. Why is it moving? I'm getting a bit dizzy. Why are we moving? I think it's just the ground that's moving. Perfect. That's just perfect. Let's give it. Right. I'll now good chair. Thank you for flying like that zombie. That was so nice. Play the outro for you and we'll go raid someone. So, this whole operation will take 10 to 15 minutes, so if you can, please stick out for the raid. I'll disappear for a split second to connect the guitar stuff. And I'm back. Also, I had a bit of a problem earlier today. That zombie waving the ailerons. That's awesome. Thank you, thank you. I had a bit of a problem earlier today, and for some reason the phone came on the loop. Now waving the rudder. That's so nice. I love it. It's great that we can do that. Right, we have the birds. I'll switch the camera. Kill the music. And let's get the drums on. Something is not right. I know it's not right. And it looked just like that, first try. Phew, at the beginning I messed it up a bit and it was outrageous. Now it worked. Fantastic. That's a pretty nice loop. Also, I'll try to get back to the chord files and play something more sophisticated, but I think those riffs are doing the job for now. I quite like them. Alright, let me see who's up that we can raid. I think we raided Peter Mooney last time, so I'll try to choose someone else today. Let me see. Any recommendations? Please let me know. Oh, there's me. Not too many people up today. How does that work? There's Shadow Display Team and they are doing some group flight. That looks interesting. I don't know them, but they are looking great. So let's do that. We'll go there. Right, that's me. I think I'll go with the other one in the end. We'll raid count the other time. Right, so Shadow Display Team this. See you, Nicotine. Thank you for hanging out. Alright. Also, I forgot to read at the end of the last stream. Thank you for giving the sub on the last stream. That was so nice. I was reading the other guys, forgot about you somehow. So there you go. Right. Thank you for hanging out today. Thank you for playing aloud. That was great. I will see you on Tuesday. That's when the next stream will be. 18 Zulu. I will probably be doing the VFR 3 from the Boston Wings. I'll let you know in Discord as usual. Alright, let's go to the end scene. Thank you for coming. Friends, by. It was a great play. I really enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. Bye bye bye.